Dylan Crabb asks, Bernie Sanders seems to be gaining massive grassroots support. Do you think his campaign for president has the potential to morph into what would be America's second progressive movement, one that would be strong enough to put pressure on Congress even if Hillary Clinton gets the nomination? Sanders is always reiterating the need for individual Americans to take a stake in the political process, but the cynical side of me believes that a majority of Americans are too detached from reality to get involved politically in any way. I actually disagree with that last part there, because the polls show the American people already are with Bernie Sanders, and they already are with a progressive agenda. So they're already there, it's just a matter of what they're going to do. Now, is Bernie Sanders' campaign mobilizing people more? Yes, it is. How effective will that be in the long run? It's yet to be seen. I don't know. I know that even with, let's say, Bernie Sanders gets elected, but we still don't get money out of politics, Bernie Sanders is only going to be able to get done maybe 10% of his agenda at most. So that's the key issue that it comes down to, and hopefully all these people will be mobilized enough to take on and win on that issue, because once we win on that issue, we'll actually live in a democracy and we'll get social democratic policies in place. But if we don't win on that issue, the best we're going to do ever is like a centrist Democrat doing centrist shit and still having the corporations run the place. Jose Gutierrez asks, do you think Biden entering the race will hurt Bernie? Or does Biden's tendency to not be as left as Bernie actually help, since the American people seem to vote for the policies Bernie advocates for? That's another great question. Now, the polls show very clearly that if Biden gets in right now, that Hillary is hurt, and that helps Bernie. I question that. And here's why I question that. I'm not denying the polls as they are right now. I'm sure that's absolutely true right now. But the problem is, Biden would run a campaign, to say nothing of how he would govern, because it wouldn't be like this, but he would run a campaign that's to the left of Hillary. He would. And he would run a campaign that's more in line with Bernie. It wouldn't be as progressive as Bernie, but it would be more in that ballpark. So if Biden does that, he might actually pull supporters from Hillary and Bernie, which would be bad for Bernie. So, I don't know. The polls right now disagree with my gut feeling on this, but I do think we are going to see how it unfolds in reality, though, because I do think Biden is going to run. And finally, Octavio Pancho Alvarez says, why don't you run for office? And my answer is, I don't want to. I love what I do. I want to keep doing what I do. And it's hard to be a politician. If you're a principled fighter, if you're somebody like Bernie, somebody like Alan Grayson, it seems like a thankless job, man. I don't want to do it. I have no interest in it. But I'm flattered you would ask, and I'm flattered that some people would want me to run.